The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched, and I better get set. Bars in the Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank.
Yeah, been this way before the deal. Say this one for your snooze. I won't, I can't lose. Ready, rest or a bed. I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Let's go. Ripper stuff the edge like that.
Going big, going big. Everywhere going, not a click.
The Zach Taylor era begins in Cincinnati. It's the coach. This is week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, the Bengals have a new man calling the shots. Zach Taylor, the second youngest coach in the entire league, as they head to Seattle to take on the oldest coach in the league, Pete Carroll of the Seattle Seahawks. I'll be back at halftime with a look at the games in progress. But first, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by are the guys in the booth, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
Andy Dalton set to lead out this Bengals offense at the controls for the 9th year. The man out of TCU. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah. And a look now at the Cincinnati offense.
While the Bengals struggled in 2008.
And a look at Seattle's defense.
Eric Berry's a textbook definition of ball-hawking safety. You name it, he can do it on the football field.
It's to 3rd and 5. Dalton here from the gun. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green. 65 yards, and the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive. It's back. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And when I think of Russell...
Stop him here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
The field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 22 yards there.
Necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. 7. Throwing is Wilson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The defensive starters now for Cincinnati.
Strong safety Jonah Williams really bounced back from injuries in previous seasons to post one of the best years of his NFL career. 5 interceptions in 2008 secondary.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And this is caught on the left side, Jerron Brown. The completion
game, but it's so...
Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to... And your holder to have him pick it up and kind of be the power guy trying to run through the middle. Everything has to go right. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And great field. Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
To see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the C doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally they can do here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to
pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Give the sack to Barkevius Mingo.
Stuffed that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play. Dalton to his favorite receiver.
3rd and long like that, that's supposed to be an incompletion at the least.
And he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now after the completion, we're going to get a time. We'll be back. D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. It's a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Bengals add on to their lead. Up successful. The drive summary that time, 5 play into the first quarter of play. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Now Wilson into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Williams. And the possession.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a game that we just...
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard.
I think no one would ever turn it over, yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And he works it past.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jerron Brown, 27 yards. On 1st down. So Dalton now. The throw caught by Cole. And he'll be taken down, but not before.
A little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds.
That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, 47 yards. And the Bengals.
Green is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it?
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at their own with a 2nd and 3. From the 45 on 2nd down, Dalton. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. 16 yards, a 1st down.
And bat that one away, and that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his own there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use it. Be aware, a ball may come your way.
Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he gets it inside the 35. This is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
He's got a man on the crossing route. That's more.
A 28-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. In the opener of the 2019 regular season, as we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take this one on the road. 28-16, your final. Next, we'll stay right here in the Sunshine State and head up to Tampa to check on the Bucs. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Marquise Goodwin, a touchdown reception. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Jarvis Landry, a touchdown catch in the victory. In the game you're watching, it's been the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, who's led the way. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Touchback.
Let's go.
Quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Really here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really
Respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Andy Dalton with his third touchdown pass of the game, and the Bengals add on to their lead.
So when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Let's go.
Back, there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy that has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route. Right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a
end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Final play of this third quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Trey Flowers picks it.
I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins.
Defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And down he goes, taking it inside the
front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lottie now ready to take the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown ball is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also...
Now the ball comes loose. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard.
Smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand that for them trying to block those guys, they've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's within a field goal, but it didn't work out as planned.
And now you're banking on your defense to be motivated enough to get out there and get the ball back for you. I think if that ball goes through the post, the defense...
A 2-minute warning. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have the
football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead. Usually not.
With both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
On second down, here's Mixon. And an alley to run.
And he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Back to Mixon on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get one. And that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But
so now it's fourth down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an eye.
The 40 at the 38-yard line. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. That means the guys going out for passes, they'll run.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Dixon over the middle. The yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Bengals, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle...